I'm finally going to school. Oh, she's so excited. The next morning, Princess Arabella packed her bag for school. 2 golden pens, 3 books, a golden pencil sharpener, and last but not least, her royal lunchbox. See, she got an apple and something to drink and her lunchbox. You will be good, won't you? Said the queen. And you will listen to your teacher, won't you? Said the king. But Princess Arabella didn't hear a word they said. She ran into the school as fast as she could. In the classroom, lots of little princesses were bending and bobbing up and down. It looks like the gym class has already started, thought Princess Arabella. I wonder what they're doing. But it wasn't the gym class at all. It was the How to Curtsy with Elegance class. And then it was time for How to Walk with Grace. Noses in the air, girls, called the royal teacher. But Princess Arabella thought the book was far too good to read than to keep on her head. See, Princess Arabella is reading the book, not keeping it on her head like the other princesses to walk with grace. She'd rather read a book. So never forget to smile as you cut the ribbon, called the royal teacher. And Princess Arabella did exactly as she was told, because she just cut out a beautiful chain of elephants. Yeah. The princess's next lesson was maths. Princess Arabella, said the royal teacher, 1 crown plus 1 crown, how many crowns does that make? Arabella didn't answer. What a silly question. Far too easy for her, right? I don't like school anymore, said the princess, looking sad. I want to go home. She was really disappointed. The royal teacher felt a little bit sorry for Arabella. I have an idea, she said. Let's make tomorrow a special day. Every princess can bring her favorite animal to school with her. And that's what happened. Princess Ling brought her most beautiful butterfly to school. There it goes. And Princess Sophie brought her favorite cat. Yeah. But what did Princess Arabella bring? What do you think she brought to school?
An elephant.
Elephant.
I think so too. I think you're right. Oh, look at that. Princess Arabella took her favorite little elephant. The royal teacher was amazed to see the elephant. But then she sighed. Oh, yes, of course, she said. What could be more fun than having an elephant in the classroom? Well, Princess Arabella has an idea. Because what's more fun than having 1 elephant in the classroom is 2 elephants, shouted Princess Arabella. Of course, 2 elephants is like a complete joy to have in the classroom, but not for the teacher, see? The teacher almost fainted. That big elephant in the classroom. But anyway, Princess Arabella is happy again at school. And that was the story of Princess Arabella Goes to School. So now I hope you have a good question. Does anyone have a question about the book or making books? Yeah?
First, you need the characters, the plot, the setting, and the solution.
Do you have a question about it?
Can you repeat the question once more?
How is it that you made the book?
How do I make the book? Well, first I think of a good idea, right? And a lot of ideas I had when my own children were young. They're big now, but when they were little, they gave me a lot of ideas. So I start with a good idea, and then I start writing. And you know, when I start writing and thinking about what I want to write, I like a funny story, you know, with a funny ending. So when I have the story almost complete, then I start drawing. And then it's sort of, you know, I start sketching. I can show you how I sketch. I make a sort of a storyboard. Can you see a little bit? It's not with pencil, so you have to. This is the storyboard for a book I did, and then.
See very well.
Sorry.
I can't see very well.
No, I know it's sort of sketched with pencil, so you can't see it really well. But I'll show you this one. So, even kijken hoor. First, I work with. Can you see it like this? Can you see it a bit?
Yes.
I can't see.
Okay. First, I work with a pencil, and then I start painting the background like this. See, and after that is finished, I paint the characters in the picture, and then when it's really finished, it looks like this. See?
Yes.
Okay, good. So every picture book has 12 double pages, 12 spreads. You call them spreads, and so every story has to fit into these 12 pages. Huh? So the story has to start off with usually a story has to start off with a problem, and then the main character of the story has to solve the problem. At the end, the problem is solved, and everyone, well, usually almost everyone is happy again.
It's happy.
I try to make everyone happy. Yeah. So another question. I'm taking a sip of water. My throat is a little bit dry. Does anyone have another question?
How did you learn to draw?
How do I learn?
Another question.
Okay, I went to an art academy. There's also, you know, I visited Lagos a few years ago, and I know there's also an art academy in Lagos. I visited the art academy there. So what you learn at an art academy is to draw or to paint. You learn several things. You learn about composition, and you learn to draw people. So that's about 4 years, I think, that you go to such an academy, and after that you can be a painter or an illustrator or a designer, whatever you wish to do. But you can always develop, you know. It's not like when you finish the academy you're done, but you have to practice every day actually to get better. So that's how I sort of learned, but it's also a matter of loving it, loving the work, enjoying the work and practicing. More questions? Taking another sip of water. Does anyone have another question? Oh, I can see another girl joining in.
I have a question.
Yeah? Is it?
Like, what happens like when you're like, sometimes you don't have like, you have to like make a book, but like you don't have an idea. Like sometimes like if you're stuck on a page, you have no idea what to do next.
Yeah, well then, you know, usually I just leave it for a bit because there's no you know, there's no sense in pushing yourself, you know, to get this idea. And sometimes it's better to just leave it a little bit and work on something else. I usually work on 2 books at the same time, so it's good to just leave it and concentrate on something else. And usually then the solution comes just like automatically, you know. It's sometimes a story has to just, you know, be left alone for a bit, and then suddenly it can happen again. You know, I can be at the store or somewhere else, you know, and I suddenly think, ah, that's the solution for my other story, and then I can continue. But it's no use in forcing or pushing yourself to finish a story.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So do you guys write stories also?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are your stories about? Is it about yourself or one of your friends?
No, not really.
What
do you write about?
That much.
Tell about your stories. Yes, tell her about your stories.
Like
My story is about a boy named Lucky.
Yeah.
And he's very lucky because he was actually a prince born in a castle.
Okay.
And he was so lucky that he could even get ice cream for free.
So he was also a very kind prince.
Yes, he was a kind one and a very brave one and noble also.
Yeah.
And his parents sent him to the finest school in the kingdom called the Star Academy. That's where all the princes and princesses were.
Yeah.
So one day when he was in school, he saw some elder princes and princesses bullying some younger princes and princesses. Lucky stood up for the younger ones and said, "Hey, pick on someone your own size, please." And the nurse said, "What are you going to do about it?" Then Lucky now decided to put his luck to the test. One prince was eating a banana. He now dropped it on the floor. When one of the princes that bullied the younger ones was going to his class, he slipped on the banana and fell on his bottom. He cried. Then the royal hospital, then the royal clinic in the school came to him, and then she now said that your ankle is broken. You need to stay at home for a few weeks. The prince cried like there was no tomorrow. And then that's what happened to all of the elder princes and princesses, just the bully ones. And after that, the younger one said thank you and they walked away. But Prince Lucky was a kind boy, but he was very lonely and he had no friends at that school. For a few weeks, he met a boy named John. He was his aide mate, and they started talking together. Then after that, every Royal Academy, after Lucky was growing up, you always see Prince John in his class. They always talk, laugh, they chose the right decision, and when they grew up, Prince Lucky was destined to be the heir of the throne. That means he's going to be the king. And John, what about him? He was also helping Lucky. He was the squire. He was the second in command. They always talk together. One particular day, Lucky told John about something that he could never forget. He was in the kitchen with his mom. His mom told him not to play with anything, but Lucky didn't listen. He started playing with one sharp knife as if it was a sword. Then he now pricked his hand and now screamed. His mother put ointment on him and he said he will never do that again.
Wow, that's a great story, and I think you can you're also a great storyteller, huh? Very nice, really nice. Well, that's a beautiful thing about creating stories, that you can use your own imagination and your own fantasy and you know, steer the story in any way, which way you want. And also it's nice to bring a message into the story. I really liked it that
Yeah.
put a message in the story about not bullying anyone. So that's very good. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. So tell Miss Mylo about your stories, everyone. Tell her. Anyone with stories? Is Angela here?
Okay, can I say mine?
Okay, Tireni, you can say yours.
Yeah.
So my story is about a teenage girl who she moved around a lot because her parents are very busy. So she moved around a lot. She didn't have time to quickly make friends that much. But when she finally stayed at a place for a while, and then she finally got a friend. But then she has a younger brother that is very troublesome. So she always has to take care of him because, like I said, her parents are very busy. And she just wanted to hang out with her friend, without her little brother interfering. So she left her little brother at home and went out with her friend. But when she came back, her little brother was gone and the door was wide open, and she had to spend the entire day looking for her little brother before her parents go home.
Yeah. Now you got me really curious. What's happening then? Will she find her little brother?
Yeah.
I'm worried now. I don't hear anything.
Yeah. Tireni, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Tireni?
She will find her little brother, but I'm not gonna make any promises.
Oh.
Yes. Keep the suspense.
Yeah. I hope she wants him back. Okay, but no, that's really good. Keep it a little bit exciting, eh? Yeah.
Okay.
Really
Thank you.
nice. Thank you. Any more stories?
Any more stories? Who is here again? Let me see. Josh. Okay, Michelle. Mame is here. Mame, don't you have a story?
Yes.
Tell Mylo about your story.
Yeah.
One night, while my story is about me and my pet. One night, when I was playing with my pet, I was playing with a ball with him. We went outside. I took him back into his cage. Then I went to sleep. Then the next morning, I went to his cage. He was not there. And then I told my parents. Then she told me to check under the table. I checked outside, he was not there. I checked everywhere, he was not there. Then I watched it later. a letter and then a letter that to everyone the neighbor put that my pet is missing. Have you seen my pet? Seen my pet? My pets.
So your pet, is that a dog or what? Is it a dog?
A hamster, a brown hamster with brown fur.
I didn't quite get the end of the story, but I hope the pet was found again.
Yes, it was.
Good. Very good. I like a happy ending.
Nadia is here. Nadia, I haven't heard your story.
My story is about a boy that was given 10 naira 10 naira by his cousin, and he didn't tell his parents about his present. And then he went to a poor beggar that the beggar should exchange the money for him.
Mhm.
And said, it's not 20 naira and I won't exchange it for you. So the boy became very angry, and he roared and said that it's 20 naira and that you should exchange it for me. But then a policeman came, then he turned behind him and he ran away with his money, leaving his money behind with the beggar. And that teach you a lesson, you naughty boy. And the boy said, I'll never do that again.
Okay. A serious story also. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Wow,
Okay,
very good.
Michelle, I don't have a story. Okay, so Miss Mylo,
Yeah.
can you encourage them as writers, especially for those that don't like writing, why a writer needs writing, and then how to write interesting and creative stories? What brings stories to life? What makes them interesting?
What I'm planning. Okay. Well, I just finished a book, like in just finished the book, but after that, so I will be visiting a lot of schools and libraries, and when that is finished, I'm going to start a new book about Princess Arabella, and it's especially for children who will start reading, so the first reader. So the first stories will be really simple, and then they will get a little more complicated along the way through the book. So that's one book I'm planning. That's my first project. So that'll be writing and illustrating both. Huh? And it's going to be a big book, so I'll be busy for a while.
So they need to keep writing too.
Sorry?
I said
I'm hearing a lot of sounds.
Write. Why writers must write at least every day?
Yeah, to practice
I think I've
also.
seen this.
Yeah. I also have to practice writing and illustrating every day. And every day, you know, you get better, a little bit better. That's the way to do it. Practice a lot.
Okay. Okay. Okay, please, everyone, in case the Zoom locks us out, please, you log in back. We have, I think, 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, that's two
So in case it logs
minutes.
you out, please log in again. So we'll log in again. Mylo, thank you. But you're telling us how you started, when we come back, how you started writing. How did you start?
How did I start?
Yes, how did you start?
Well, I started about 20 years ago.
You to start writing
with writing. Well, not with writing. When I was a child, of course, but with the books, about 20 years ago, writing. But it's more of a simple writing because the children's book I write are very, you know, not so complicated.
So you started writing by 2000?
Yeah, around that time. Yeah. Or maybe even longer. I don't know. Time flies by. But I must say, I love illustrating more.
Time flies. Very true.
Yeah, it does. So keep writing, and maybe also if you like, keep drawing, and especially make beautiful and nice and exciting stories. Okay.
That's
Use
key.
your imagination. Yeah. Okay, guys. I think we have less than a minute.
Imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's almost ended. So I want to say goodbye, and it was really nice meeting you. And we'll meet again. Especially, hopefully I'll come to Lagos one
Thank you,
again.
Mylo.
Okay. Bye-bye.
We would love to have you again. And then buy Mylo's books. Yes.
Bye, Mylo.
Bye. Thank you. Bye. Bye, Miss Mylo. Thank you. Okay, so we're still here. It doesn't log those out.
It's
Hello,
logging us out
here.
in less than 1 minute. It's going to log us out in less than 1 minute.
Yeah, I know. So someone should write about somewhere where you have to pass a secret passway you have that can log you out like in a minute.